Say fort.
Hello.
Now say it 3 times.
We all
Fort,
gonna
fort,
be
fort.
watching.
Spell it twice.
F-O-R-T, F-O-R-T.
Say it 2 more times.
Fort, fort.
Now what do you eat soup with?
Fort.
Really? Because I eat soup with a spoon.
Really?
What's up, everybody? Typical Gamer with your daily YouTube live streams and more. And today for you, I have probably one of the best mods I've seen in a very long time, if not the best mod I've ever seen in GTA 5. This is the new Doctor Strange mod. Now, if you've kept up to date with my videos, about a year and a half ago, maybe, I did a Doctor Strange mod. Now, that mod was really cool, had a bunch of abilities. This is different. This is a full-fledged Doctor Strange mod with over 12 different abilities that Doctor Strange has used in the comics, in the movies, you are able to use in GTA 5. There's also a bunch of different, actual, reality-altering stuff. It's really insane. What you see in the thumbnail is legit what can happen in the game, and I'm excited to bring this all to you. This is made by Ed Mods. Shout out to him for making such an epic mod. And yeah, if you watch and enjoy this, you love GTA mods, you want to see more of them, all you gotta do is show me, smack that like button. I'm not gonna set a like goal, but we had 70k likes on the Venom mod, so if you want to see more, hit the like button. Best way to let me know. Subscribe if you're new. And finally, these gaming glasses, they're for sale now. They are gaming glasses. They're blue light blockers. More information, everything you need to know, head on over to the Typical.store, link in the description below, and copy yours today before they get sold out, because you guys have been absolutely killing it. So let's go ahead and get this started. Whoa, that guy, he's just lounging about. Alright, so we're going to get this started by activating the mod. So we're going to hit F10, and you will see that there is the Doctor Strange power mute. Go ahead and toggle that on. So now we have toggled that on, and essentially it is activated. So, oh, okay, no. Didn't mean to do that right away, but holy smokes! Chat!
Hey, man, how are you?
Look at it! Okay, let me unactivate it. There we go, okay, send that back to normal. I just wanted to give you a little sneak peek there. Totally not by accident. Of what the mod can do, but
Dwayne and Jasmine. Dwayne.
You can see over here, this is his powers wheel. Now, you will see right here that there is 8 abilities, but the really cool thing is that every other ability can be flicked to another one. So if you scroll wheel, this one can change from Eye of Agamotto to cloning and having copies of himself. This one is the same. This one is Mystic Bolts. This one you can conjure a whip.
How is it going today? Hello, my name's Wayne.
My name's Jasmine.
Welcome back. Today we have Uncensored Cartoons episode 12 by Israel85. And Sam got a bunch of the GTA 5 skit, Crazy Girl,
Right, so
which was hilarious.
You just want to end it all.
Yeah, so we're gonna definitely gonna be looking at some more videos. So let's dive on in.
Alright.
That's my World Star.
The funniest stuff beyond
Gotta find that book, honey.
How you lose the How to Eat Ass book?
I know I put it over here somewhere.
You better find it.
Give me that.
Get the fuck out of here.
We gotta find that ass eating book before the kids find it. Keep looking.
Oh no.
Fuck is it?
Oh my god.
It's smart ass nigga. Where you going on the book? no. Turn these books back to the library. Why? You gonna give your boy a ride? You got gas money? You need no gas? I ain't got no money right now. I mean, you got here, you a fun ass nigga. There's no glasses wearing it. Where's what? The food books, nigga. Where the motherfucking food books? In the back. On the back. Why in the library?
Yo, he did have a fresh pair of Timbs, though.
Damn, old well-blubber back ass nigga. What you doing? Oh, these niggas fly, man. These ain't no scratch and sniff books.
Oh my goodness. Private. Bravado.
Man, it's wacky, man. Niggas, I just found the weirdest book ever.
Oh
Check it out.
no.
Whoa.
No.
Oh my god. Hey, Mrs. Reed, look, we found a book, right? And it was telling us to do this weird shit. So we like ate. We don't ate each other's booty.
Why is it on everybody?
Hey, Arthur's booty. So, hey, does that make him gay or me? Who's gay?
Tell me, mama, do you eat shit? What? The book had your name in it.
Oh.
You're a shit eater. That ain't my, nah, that ain't my. Smoking weed.
So does that make me gay or him?
Alright, y'all shut the fuck out, man. Y'all shut the fuck up in here, man. I ain't mommy and daddy. That's like shit I want you lose that. No, fool. My daddy said ain't no man supposed to curse at me.
There you go.
Girl, fuck you and your daddy. Don't even call my nieces up here to whoop your motherfucking ass. Yo, sit your little dumb ass down, bitch. Damn, where y'all, man? What kind of that? Baby, it's Maybelline. Maybe it's not, bitch. Cause y'all swag. Hey, what's up with y'all? Y'all cool in it?
He said maybe it's not. Oh.
Do you get oil changes? No. That water was black. What you do? Give a cold shit a hand job? What's the shit on your head? Pitbull mixed with a German Shepherd?
Oh man.
They need a brush this shit. What the brush? We need to cross some holy water. That shit possessed. What the fuck is that?
What is a bathroom session?
This girl, Stevie Wonder. What the fuck your edges? Daddy. He does my hair. I'm gonna give me a makeover, alright?
Oh my gosh.
Girl, what kind of jacket?
That is so funny.
First down, jacket. First down my ass. Look like a fourth and go. Oh, here we go. Where it is. But this is my little sister's dress. The tighter the better. Don't you want guys looking at you?
Oh my gosh.
Girl, let them ass cheeks breathe a little. Why you looking in the mirror
She was
like
so
that?
weird with the
Listen,
dress
okay?
on.
I'm your stylist. I ain't no motherfucking miracle worker, okay? You was ugly before I started. You need to take that up with Jesus, alright? Listen, you gotta take showers every day, okay? I do take
I'll
showers.
take it up with Jesus.
Smell like shit mixed with Ivy Dale. Now come over here and let's Bro, nigga. Bro. Oh, my God. You heavy foot, bitch. You like wedding style? Who the hell are you? It's Francine, fool. The fuck you look like that? You got a makeover.
That's so wrong.
Grandma Esther looking at you or something?
Oh no.
That bitch falling apart, nigga. Oh, silverback in the face. Look at that, ratchet teddy graham, nigga. Fuck you guys so much.
Oh no. Oh.
I think this ice cream for the parents.
silverback in the
was a very excellent idea. So yeah, how's my daughter doing in class? Is she listening? She learning anything new?
Oh, yeah, we learned a lot, man. Tell them what's 3 plus 3. 3 plus 3 is 72.
Oh no.
Motherfucker, what 3 plus 2 ever been? Yeah, we gonna have to get her some study hall dates in front of your daddy. Really, bitch?
He said in front of your daddy.
In front of your daddy, bro. Oh my god. Alright.
I thought she was gonna say something like 21 or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my god.
He said you was that girl. You was ugly before I came here.
Yeah,
You
don't
say
even
that with Jesus.
Yeah. Alright, guys, so.
Oh no. And it's funny because what he was saying
Matches
with
the
consideration, like
Yes.
he really did.
So you gotta give. When I'm calling you. How is it going today? Loyalist Kingdom, my name is Wayne.
My name's Jasmine.
We're doing Jazz. We have Ghetto Uncensored Disney Cartoon Movies.
Oh, God.
I think it's by Israel 85. It's on World Star. You can go check it out if you want to.
Right.
And I know Israel 85 is hilarious, so let's dive on in.
Okay.
See, World Star.
It's like the old world star.
Yeah, it looks like your old.
She got that.
Just how they get it with license into the room.
Yeah.
Oh, where the fuck's my money at? You ain't checked in a week, bitch.
I haven't made any money. What can I say? No one's buying.
Oh, so you had no customers? Is that what you're saying?
No, I have not. Sorry, Dad. It's been slow.
So you want to suck a dick behind a rock?
No, what are you talking about? Who told you that?
Bitch, I seen it. No, you did. You're lying. Chris Brown's talking about that. He told that lawyer.
Well, guess what, motherfucker? Yo, I said Chris Brown.
Bitch, you're Rihanna.
You Rihanna now. He said you ain't Chris Brown. I said, well, you Rihanna now. And it looks like they're actually saying that. It looks like they actually saying that. That's messed up.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
it's fine. That was funny. That was funny. Let's go.
Oh my God. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay.
You just said you Rihanna now. Oh my God.
Yo, what up? Anybody home? Is that a fucking tiger? Who are you? Shit, just some sexy nigga. What's good with you?
That'll be
You
you.
get your broke ass off my balcony. Hold on, girl. I'm just trying to talk to you. What the fuck wrong with you? You hurt my homegirl. Hey, girl, get your homegirl, man.
I love that movie.
Get her. Chiquita, chill out. Girl, this boy got Walmart clothes on. Fuck him.
What the fuck you doing jumping up on my balcony, huh? Are you some type of pervert?
No, I'm not. Nah. Girl, I get any bitch I want. Are you kidding me? Hey, this is fine. Come with me. This motherfucker been here. You need to watch what you do. This motherfucker track the flies. Of course I'm talking about that tiger though.
This nigga broke any fucking thing.
Oh.
Oh.
Bruh, what are you doing? Bro, get on his dick. You stupid in the head, man. Nigga, I know you want some ass. Nigga, run that gang. Go.
Yo, I was just trying to see if you wanted to
Go on a date. You want to see if I'm going on a date?
do me.
What, dumbass?
Do a date.
Yeah, that's it. Then afterwards, you're going to take me home?
Yeah.
But what if I want to give you a kiss?
Oh. Yeah.
And maybe we go to my bedroom after.
Alright, yeah. Shit, that's cool with me.
Nigga, it's a trick.
Get the fuck out.
Oh, you want sex, dude? You piece of shit ass nigga. Get the fuck out of my bed. You got. I told you, nigga. Retreat.
That's basically how it
Get your
was.
thirsty ass off my balcony. Huh? Oh, you think you hot? You ain't shit. Man, get her in.
Hey, get out of here.
Nigga, who's swinging over? Nigga, you soft. I was trying to help. Now, my fault you acting like a pussy.
Who you talking to, man? Nigga, what you say? Huh? You were right.
Right.
I'm just a piece of shit ass nigga looking for some ass. You was right. Sometimes go fly away in my expensive ass carpet. See you around. Hold on. Huh? What? So, what kind of carpet is that? No, it's just a Lamborghini carpet. Oh. Yeah. So, what's good with it? You wanna ride? Look at you
So what's
smile.
good with it?
You fuck with me now, huh? So you wanna roll? So this is yours, huh? Yeah, this is mine. Just give me your hand. Where you go? Alright. Go digging ass bitch. Fuck out of here. That. In other words, fuck you.
Yeah, that's how those gold digger pranks. You know those gold digger pranks used to be?
Yes.
Oh, Susan, pull up my Lamborghini.
Because they'll be like, oh, you want to go on a date? No, get away from me. Okay, then he gets his Lambo. I was like, hey, what's your
Yeah.
name?
Yeah.
I want to go with you. Said no.
He's like, but anyway, guys, oh my God, Chris Brown, that, oh my God, that,
That Aladdin one's my favorite because
That's how it be.
I love that movie for one. Two, it looks like he's really.
Alright, so, oh my God, look at my teeth. It's like, they're like fangs. Arr. Oh my God, I didn't know penguins. I didn't know pandas had like some sharp teeth. Arr. Okay, next one, the bunny. Hey, what's up, Jack?
Bye-bye.
And emojis. And emojis.
Jasmine.
What comes back? Today we have World Star Presents Uncensored Cartoons Episode 11. And only, we like World Star, we look at it off camera, we don't really have it too much
Yeah,
in
we
our
always
videos.
watch World Star off camera all the time.
But we make an exception because these are hilarious, and I think it's by It's Real 85 that does these uncensored. Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Because I remember I looked on at the first one, and it was him, so I'm thinking that he's the one that keeps doing these. I'm pretty sure, and he's hilarious. He did
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 5
That one
skit.
was funny.
I love it. We
Crazy
gonna do some.
girl.
Yeah, we're gonna do some
Crazy
more.
chick.
Yeah, definitely gonna do some more. 'Cause that was hilarious.
Yeah, she said. I never be able to.
Sit on the balcony,
Yeah,
on the
they're just
balcony
trying to
thing.
look at the stars or whatever like that, and then he turns around and she's about to drop.
Do you just wanna end it all?
Do you just ever think of just ending it all? I said, no, like get
What?
down.
Yeah, what are you doing?
So.
Yeah, so he's hilarious. So let's
Right.
dive on that.
All right.
World Star.
Bro, I'm good. Nigga, you just gotta knock the fuck out. Superman, just put me down. I'm good, man. Come get this weak ass nigga. What's wrong with him? I just bumped my head. He's a bitch ass human. Man, bust these niggas. Hold on, bitch. What the fuck you doing?
Trying to look over his mask, right? Look at his mask.
Wait.
What up, bro? Fill me in. What happened to this nigga out there? Got knocked out like a little bitch. Nigga, I told you ain't no real superhero. That's my dream, nigga. I gotta put some respect on my name.
Oh my
my
goodness.
God.
Nah, man, we just trying to help you, bro. Nah, man, fuck this nigga. Keep your rich ass in the house.
You'll be like, we can't all be aliens.
Right.
Stay down before I knock you the fuck down, nigga. This
Oh
not what
my
you want. Oh, God. I'll kill your ass. Gofflin, nigga, do something.
Walk away.
Yeah.
Hey, make sure that door locked green, nigga. Nah, nigga, you gonna let that nigga disrespect you like that?
Right.
Bro, you don't hear me talking to you, man? Hey, you can't let that shit slide, bro. They gonna think you sweet out here.
Right.
Nigga, he said fuck Gofflin. You gonna let him disrespect your set?
Right.
If there's any other time to prove that you a G, now's the time. Unless you really a bitch ass nigga in a fucking costume trying to be like one of us. Just leave me alone, alright?
Why he got so
Right.
That's
fun?
right,
Yeah.
nigga. I am just a rich ass nigga in a costume. What is his face?
Oh my gosh. He said,
Poker face.
Man, been out here tripping, bro. I put dirt on looking at that ass, nigga. That must be damn, cause Jelly don't shake like that. I don't know how you got punked, bro. But I know you a superhero, though, bro. I know you got some type of power.
Nope.
I'm rich.
Rich. Money.
You can't do shit. I'm gonna cash a check, nigga. You gotta find something you're good at, making your strong point. What was your talent in high school? You
Rich.
know what?
I don't know.
Fucking right. See,
Be
that's
rich.
why you my nigga, bro. Keep it 92 plus 8 with me, man.
Oh my
92
God. 100.
Little cocky ass when I see him. Yeah.
92 plus 8.
Oh
Come
my
on,
God.
bruh.
He's so hard on him, Superman. He just wants to help. He's a fuckboy. He ain't got a power. Oh, he's bring that ass here, boy. Big neck ass nigga on Battle Dome, having ass motherfucker. Oh, Christmas curtain wrapped around my neck ass nigga. Yeah, you didn't know I had that power, huh?
In the hood.
While you were busy texting, talking, and posting, you could have been playing and winning at MichiganLottery.com.
How's it going today? Lewis? My name's
My name's Jasmine.
What couples right today?
I don't think that you saw at least one of the Cars movies.
You
Either one.
look offended. How is going today? Lewis? My name's
My
Wayne.
name's Jasmine.
Hey, Jazz, today we have you 10 kids cartoon characters reimagined as people.
I can see that happening.
Yeah.
And that'll be cool, honestly. I wanna be reimagined as cartoon.
Yeah, we
Y'all
like
said it's
really
a
detailed.
cartoon.
No, not like a regular cartoon, but like Pixar cartoon.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I would make that. That would be
Yeah, that'd be
awesome. We'll feature that.
Yeah, let's jump on that.
Okay.
And make the storyline really sweet, like a funny little storyline, like how we met.
The world is full of very talented artists that are able to create unimaginable worlds.
I wish this was what's all the
Some artists are turning cartoon characters into actual people. We just had to put them in video. SpongeBob SquarePants is spot on.
really?
Subscribe for
Oh, y'all show us?
Yeah, they gonna show
Hit
us.
that thumbs up button if we showed your favorite
Go and smack that like button.
Right.
10 popular cartoon characters reimagined as people. Kung Fu Panda. Check out the fiercely
Jack-
human version
oh my
of
God.
Master Poke.
Look at that nose, boy. Oh my
From the face shape
goodness.
to the clothes, this
Bigger
is
than
one of the
yours.
best human
Oh my
versions of
God.
Poe we've seen. The artist behind it is a talented illustrator from Russia. She is known for drawing reimagined
It's really cool.
representation of the Kung Fu Panda. To refresh your memory, Poe's playful Kung Fu Ben was inspired by some of his favorite warriors and action figures. And although
see that
Poe
movie?
definitely portrays the
You
cartoon
watch
version
it.
of Poe lacks discipline but surprises everyone with his impressive kung fu skills. It is exactly what the
Who
adult
motivated
version
him to fight?
Really?
And
Yeah, they were
the
trying to-
adult human version
they were trying to
of Poe
train
is a
him,
completely
and
accurate representation.
wasn't
After
doing it
all,
until
one
he
of
was
much beloved
given
Poe's
food.
saying is, "My fist hungers for justice," as his stomach rumbles. We're pretty sure the human version of Poe could also kick some serious butt. But now we want to know how the rest of the Kung Fu Panda characters
Right,
Yeah.
how would they
the
look?
Furious 5 Kung Fu Panda characters.
Alright,
And
let's
you
see.
shall receive.
Let's see
Here are
this.
the other members of the Furious 5.
Alright.
This illustration belongs to the
Oh, that looks nice.
That reminds me of Avatar.
amazing job capturing the
Yeah.
personalities of Kung Fu Panda characters and turning them into their human form.
What?
Meet Viper on the very left,
Yes,
Tigers
Viper.
behind her, Master Monkey in front of him, Poe in the middle, Crane on
You
the
know
right,
Jackie
and
Chan
Magus
is
far
Viper,
right.
right?
We
Really?
absolutely
Yeah, he was
adore
the
the
monkey.
human version of Viper who looks just as caring and nice as Viper in the movie. And then there's Tigress, the one that takes
Just
no
fierce.
nonsense and is one of the fiercest warriors
Yes.
I've
Turn
ever
them into
seen.
anime
Look at her muscles. And speaking of muscles, check out those muscular abs on Master
That was
Monkey.
Jackie
He
Chan.
looks just as mischievous as he does in the movie. Crane looks way cooler, and we bet he doesn't take himself as seriously as the cartoon version does.
Right.
And there's Mantis, the sarcastic little
He's
guy
very
who's willing to
sarcastic.
stand up to just about anyone. His
dang.
face pose
Yeah, you need to watch the
exactly like
movie.
Mantis in the movie. You better watch out. What do you think? Does this team look like what you imagine the human Kung Fu Panda team
Yes.
to look like? Simba and Nala. Simba and Nala are true
Oh,
relationship
that's
goals,
cool.
so there's no wonder you can find many drawings of how they'd look like if they were
That
human.
movie always makes me
And
cry.
of all of them, we particularly love this drawing, belonging to the same artist who drew Poe from Kung Fu Panda. And this version of Simba and Nala is just as couple goals as the cartoon. What do you think? Do you agree with Simba's ginger hair and Nala's long blonde hair? The lifelong best friends and later loving partners are among some of the most favorite Disney characters.
It's good. It's a good drawing. I just don't think that it would
check,
fit.
or has there been a switch in their personalities? We love their gentle relationship, and it seems like they're
Jasmine. That's Jasmine all
That's
the
me.
time. I'll be
of
the
course, you can
Just
find
standing
many other
there.
versions of human Simba and Nala out there. Check out this drawing by DeviantArt user called Forgotten Ladies. Now, these two look fierce and ready to leave their pride. The artist made sure to keep the drawings in line with the personalities of both
Yeah.
characters. Nala even has piercing teal eyes, while Simba's eyes are strikingly red. Scar, the Lion King.
Oh, you
Oh.
bastard. Oh my god, I hate you.
We believe this
He was funny
yeah.
with that fit.
Yeah.
That
Now
fit.
that's an accurate. Now that's an accurate. He look. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But she.
for your clothing.
He was very sarcastic though.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
What he was
Scar was
saying.
motivated by jealousy, and although he was highly
That little
intelligent,
mouse was so
he
cute.
used his powers for evil. Ever since he was a young cub, Scar hated that his father never spent time with him, and he despised that his older brother got to be a king.
Yeah.
He loved the calculative look the human Scar has, as it perfectly portrays his expression.
Sure does.
But at the same time, he's charismatic enough for you to trust him. The bones of his body
Yeah.
also show his intimidating side. And then there's, of course, the Scar.
Oh, that looks nice.
That looks
belongs
dope.
to a
That looks
deviant
awesome.
who goes by the name of Chetta. What do you think? Did they do a good job?
They did great.
They did a great job on him.
Yeah.
Would he take a stern and quick walk, or would he take his time and move fast, but in a fluid way? Almost like a snake. SpongeBob SquarePants.
All right,
Oh, here
there we go.
That's
Pineapple and
under the tree.
SpongeBob
It's out of the
SquarePants.
tree.
Oh! Look at SpongeBob! They need to make an episode like. How is it going today? Loyalist Kingdom, my name is Wayne.
My name's Jasmine.
We're doing Jazz. Today we have Ghetto Uncensored Disney Cartoon Movies.
Oh, God.
I think it's by Israel 85. It's on World Star. You can go check it out if you want to.
Right.
And I know Israel 85 is hilarious, so let's dive on in.
Okay.
See, World Star.
Looks like the old World Star.
Yeah, it looks like your old.
That's how big they said when lights that's in the room.
Yeah. How is it going today, Loyalist Alex. Can't name my name's Blaine.
Hi, Jasmine.
Good day, Jess. We have Uncensored Cartoons Episode 4, World Star by It's Rated 5, and he's super hilarious. You guys we saw you guys upvote in the
comments and everything. So
to us, likes matter, okay? That lets us know if you like the video, if you don't like the video, or you like what we're doing.
Yeah.
So likes to us matter. I know everyone says the algorithm, blah blah blah. But we saw what you guys like, and you guys really upvoted that, so we said we're gonna react to it today.
yeah, so when you ask, you shall receive. It's just a lot of requests.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah,
so many,
millions.
yeah.
Like more than our subs. Like
Yeah.
that's how many we have.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, guys, let's dive on it.
okay.
World Star. Like, that's
World Star. It's gonna do it. I bet you.
You want to bet? Gotta get your coat ready.
Alright. Alright. So you buying tonight.
I gotta go. I'm sorry. The fuck? What? Shit. I just gotta go. I didn't get no pussy yet though. I gotta go. I'm sorry. Bitch, what about this boner I got? I'm sorry. I gotta go. I'm so sorry. Nigga, get off there. Let me just put the tape in. I promise. Motherfucker, I turned into a basic bitch in a few seconds. What? Basic? Pussy girl. I gotta go. Nice to meet you. Little bitch, you could've said that before I bought all them drinks. See you later. Bitch, what? She you drink on my head. She gonna fuck it up, nigga.
Oh no.
Alright, bye-bye. See you later.
That is a nice movie though.
Hey, you tease the bitch. I miss my time. That pussy gonna give me that. Shit. Shit.
Leave it. Leave it.
Wait, you don't leave yet. Bitch, you better not run out and crack your head with this motherfucking shoe. Come on, girl.
So you weaving everything by the come on.
Woo.
Go get that hoe.
Like, go get her. Bring her back.
You used to the stepdad stuff. Hey, we want to play some baseball though? There you go. Hey, what are you doing, you little dumb shit? Baseball, bitch. You never play baseball with your real daddy?
No.
This nigga real daddy must have been a piece of shit. That's probably why this little nigga acting like a bitch.
And that's kind of how the episode was.
Baseball, you capture this shit, okay? Oh, and you can hit it with this bat right here. Do you want to try? Oh, motherfucker, I'm taking the ball. They gonna see what you're doing. I'm trying to chest. I got all this shit in here. What is this, Dad? Oh, that's just your Uncle Tom Brady's football. It's the one he beat the Colts with.
Deflate game.
You wanna go play Super Bowl 49? Yeah!
Savage!
From the 1-yard line. Oh no, interception!
Savage!
Yes.
Oh, the game is over! Why would you throw that if you got beast mode back there? What the fuck? I said no! Oh!
Oh my God.
Dang.
Oh my God. Like a rag doll.
I think that's Dark Side.
Think so?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't know.
One last time. You won't cook my dinner or not?
No.
Over my dead body.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
When's he gonna stop?
He ain't gonna stop.
Worthless ass bitch. I want Popeye. Yes, that nigga.
Let's say yeah, do that.
Okay. Alright, that was I thought the Caillou one was the funniest when he's like
What the fuck?
We took lifelong pasta experts and gave one Prego traditional and one Ragu traditional. This is what happened. That's because even Ragu users prefer the taste of Prego traditional 2-to-1. So much has happened in Fortnite over the first 7 seasons of the Battle Royale. From the meteor shower to the rocket launch to Kevin the Purple Cube to the Ice King. There's been so many events that have changed the game. That being said, these events have given us plenty of questions that still haven't been answered to this day. So today, we're going to take a look at some of the craziest unsolved mysteries in Fortnite. But before we get started, we have a brand new channel for you. It's called The Binger. Head on over there for more great movie content. If you have ever harvested metal from all of the containers in the shipment lot, you may have come across a briefcase just like Lucura did. The briefcase is actually open and you can take a look inside it, but what you see doesn't make much sense. It looks like an assembly line where there's a bunch of plants going through a machine. Now, have you ever sat down and wondered how destroying plants and vegetation reward you with wood? It makes no sense, right? Well, maybe this little contraption you see in the briefcase is a little gag about turning plants into wood, but we believe it could also be something even more interesting. Maybe, as the snow keeps melting in the southwest corner of the map, it'll unveil more and more of the Flush Factory and show us that's what's been going on there this whole time, and that the toilets were all just a cover-up. Only time will tell. Back in Season 3, we got a weekly update as usual, but it came with a glitch. Now, if you found yourself inside of the storm, your controller would start to randomly vibrate in some weird kind of pattern. It confused many Fortnite players, including ourselves. Redditor Vigilance Foe Tracer was the first to figure out that there might be a code behind the vibration pattern and used Morse code to figure out what the game was trying to tell us. He figured out that the vibration spelt out SOS D5 418. This was incredibly creepy at the time because we all had no idea why our controller was trying to give us a message. We know SOS is a distress call that you make when you're in an emergency situation, but what about D5? Well, on the map, D5 is where Tilted Towers is located, so we assumed something would happen there on April the 18th, but nothing ever came of it. Another mystery from Season 3 are aliens. Many players believe that aliens were the ones behind the meteor. Yes, it sounds like the cringiest conspiracy theory that you've ever heard, but we've got plenty of evidence that could support this wacky theory. Fortnite players reportedly saw some UFOs in the sky before the meteor attack to begin Season 4. Also, while the meteor in the sky was getting all the attention, Redditor Matey Bob found these signs on top of one of the buildings in Tilted Towers. The one that stands out to us is the sign with a UFO inside a pink heart. It looks like this Fortnite resident has not only seen a UFO, but also loves the aliens, which is kind of weird. On top of all this, some players even said that they heard alien-like voices when playing the game around the time of the rocket launch later in Season 4, so who knows? Speaking of the meteor, there's plenty of other questions surrounding it, such as who was in the meteor that turned Dusty Depot into Dusty Divot, and why did it land there? Like Kiwis, we were shocked to see the damage left in its wake. Now, if you saw the trailer for Season 4, you'll know the superheroes were already here before the meteor hit because they're the ones who discovered it in the first place. So could the meteor have brought us some supervillains instead? It's definitely a possibility. After all, it's the start of some superhero and supervillain origin stories, so it's safe to assume something came from it other than mass destruction and hot rocks. We wouldn't be surprised if it all has something to do with Omega. Maybe he landed on Earth and created Diecast, Chromium, and the Visitor in his supervillain lair. But even if he did, what was his end goal for all this? The rocket launch was one of the most anticipated live events in Fortnite history because, well, it was the first one of its kind in the game. Games Radar has some incredible footage of the rocket launch, and it's really bringing some memories back. A question on everyone's mind was, where was the rocket going to hit? Now, we know it was the Visitor who activated the rocket launch sequence, but why did he do it? And where was it supposed to land? Honestly, he's a supervillain, so we figured that he'd want to blow something up just because it's what villains do. And if you paid close attention to the rocket launch, it was going to hit Tilted Towers if it wasn't for a temporal rift that saved it from devastation. It makes sense for a villain to target the biggest city on the map, but was the Visitor working for Omega or working by himself? We'll most likely never know. We talked about aliens, so why not get into dinosaurs? At least we know they exist. During Season 4, the whole theme centered around superheroes due to Avengers Infinity War just hitting theaters, and with Jurassic Park, Fallen Kingdom on the horizon at the time, Epic Games decided to capitalize on the hype of that movie as well by incorporating dinosaurs into Fortnite. Now, even today in Season 7, you could see a few dinosaur statues in the southern area of the desert. Heck, there's even a loading screen that pays tribute to a scene in Jurassic Park. But the more interesting interesting dinosaur-related thing in the game was a giant footprint found by Antster. Located just outside of Greasy Grove was a massive dinosaur footprint, but it wasn't there anymore due to the snowstorm. This could all have been just a part of a movie set or an indication that dinosaurs will soon be found roaming the Fortnite map. The motto for Fortnite Season 5 was Worlds Collide, and in our opinion, it was the best season of Fortnite because it constantly had us on the edge of our seat wondering what's going to happen next. The Durr Burger mascot disappeared from the food joint in the game and appeared in the middle of the desert in California. Yeah, it left the game and then came into our world. Nadeshot, if you missed it, actually went there with a friend to film the whole thing, and there was even a life-size Fortnite police car as well as an agent on the scene. If that wasn't crazy enough, we even started seeing loot llamas all over Europe in places like Barcelona, Cologne.
You said you'd rather sniff dirty socks than clean the bathroom? That's nuts! With scrubbing bubbles, cleaning doesn't have to stink. It gets rid of tough soap scum, and it smells amazing. It's cleaning reinvented.
SC Johnson.
Warsaw and London, where Seven was able to find one and record everything. We get that it fits the Season 5 motto of Worlds Collide, but it was nuts. This could have just been done to simply promote the game, or maybe it was something deeper. Teddy bears are super lovable stuffed animals that everyone has owned or at least seen at some point or another, but we don't quite understand why they're all over the place in Fortnite. During Season 5, players like Teampo EU started noticing a bunch of teddy bears around the Fortnite map. Some were in houses, while others could be found in places you typically never find a teddy bear. We figured that maybe you could interact with them and that they'll give you some loot or something, but you can't interact with them at all, and they've never been a part of a challenge or anything like that. In fact, just outside of Risky Reels, there was a half circle of chairs around a scarecrow with only one teddy bear sitting down. Was this some kind of AA meeting? Do these teddy bears come alive at night and worship a scarecrow god of some kind? Listen, this is super eerie stuff. Just like the teddy bears, after the rocket launch, rifts started appearing all over the place. When we first realized that we could go through them like Churro and teleport out of another rift in the sky to glide away to safety, we were shocked, but loved how easy it was to get around. The thing is, where did these rifts come from? We saw them appear during the rocket launch to protect Tilted Towers from the rocket, and then we saw a huge rift appear in the sky, but what caused it to be created, and how do they work? Obviously, they mess with the space-time continuum somehow. Man, that's really fun to say, space-time continuum. But they just came out of nowhere. Could one of the superheroes from Season 4 have had anything to do with this? Are the rifts and the teddy bears connected? Maybe the teddy bears created the rifts. Yeah, we doubt it, but we still don't know what created them. Season 5 also introduced us to our favorite Purple Cube, who later became known as Kevin because, well, he looks like a Kevin to us. But as Tabor Hill shows us, the origin story of this lovable cube has left us scratching our head in total confusion. It all began when a rift formed atop of a mountain just outside of Paradise Palms and then started shooting lightning. Players knew something was going to happen on the mountaintop, they just didn't know what. All of a sudden, one lightning strike lasted a heck of a long time and then gave birth to Kevin the Purple Cube. The cube then started rotating every 90 minutes or so as it made its way around the map, but we had no idea where it was heading to at the time and why it came to Fortnite in the first place. To this day, we still don't know why it's in Fortnite, and we probably never will. If you remember, after the meteor hit to begin Season 4, there were plenty of other craters all around the map, and not just at Dusty Divot. Tilted Tower survived the Season 3 meteor shower relatively unscathed, but one building in the city was not so lucky. One of these meteors destroyed a building in Tilted Towers, creating a huge crater in the middle of the city. Over the course of Seasons 4 and 5, they slowly rebuilt the building, and it was finally finished and reopened in Season 6. So it sounds like they fixed everything, right? Well, that same building didn't just get taken out by one season-changing event. Oh no, the building was severely damaged again, but this time, as Tabor Hill shows us, it was our boy Kevin who caused the devastation, not a meteor. Kevin the Purple Cube crushed the building on his way through Tilted Towers. Talk about unlucky. This building must be cursed. Ooh, Speaking of cursed buildings, how could we not include the castle that was added in Season 6, the spookiest season of Fortnite? It all began with the crazy castle spray that was a reward for getting to Tier 2 of Battle Pass Season 5. Now, we didn't think much of it back then, but it was a hint of what was to come. Then we had the video Fortnite posted to Twitter showcasing the Capoeira emote. In the video, you could see something resembling a castle in the distance, but nothing like it could be found on the Fortnite map at the time. Then, this all came to a head in Season 6, where we finally got a castle. Take Controls gives us a tour of the castle, and it's absolutely gigantic. Appearing in Haunted Hills, it really made the location that much better. The thing is, were all of these clues from Epic, or was it just a coincidence that we got a castle? The Season 6 update also improved Wailing Woods and turned it into a scary forest full of cabins and a bunker that BlizzAlex found a way to get inside of. Just north of Wailing Woods, you can find a bunker that you can't break open. Using replay mode, players learn that there's nothing underneath that bunker just yet, but other players like BlizzAlex realized you could just throw a porta-fort on it, which will allow you to break the top of it and then get inside. While that's impressive, there's still nothing in the bunker. Even if you get in, it's just a straight drop, and there's absolutely nothing down there unless you like looking at dirt. Seeing as Wailing Woods now has a secret hideout, this bunker could just be used as an air vent to let air out, but we feel like Epic Games has something planned for this bunker, and we're not giving up on it just yet. The craziest live event of Season 6 definitely has to be when Kevin exploded and sent us all into what later became known as the Butterfly Dimension. Players like Epic AD3 could not believe what they were seeing. We were just floating around in an area unlike anything that we've ever seen in Fortnite thus far. There were other players around us and something that looked like a rift in the distance. As it got closer, we realized that it was actually a butterfly. It rested on our finger for a short time before the screen turned white and we were back in the Battle Royale, skydiving down to a completely revamped Loot Lake. It looks like some fragments of Kevin could be found in the center, but sadly, it was the end of the road for our favorite purple cube. Why were we sent to this dimension? What did Kevin sacrifice himself for? Like before, we'll probably never know the answer to these questions. If you completed the Season 7 challenge, Dance on Top of a Crown of RVs, then you may have noticed that there was a face underneath the crown. Now, it definitely wasn't a masterpiece like Mount Rushmore, but clearly someone was up there giving this mountain a face. The thing is, this isn't the only face you'll find on the map either. If you go to the snow biome in replay mode, you could angle the camera in a way which makes one of the mountains look like an angry, icy face staring right at you with a menacing look. We definitely find this face to be meaner than the bored-looking one in the desert biome. Honestly, the face in the desert biome looks like Nosepass, and the face in the snow biome looks like Snorlax. The resemblance is uncanny, but the question remains, who sculpted these faces? And why was he or she such a big Pokemon fan? There's a stone statue that you could find just outside of Tomato Temple that's quite strange, with players like JT saying that the statue's actually been moving around, and he's 100% correct. Now, the statue isn't moving around the map, but it's striking different poses, which is something statues typically can't do. Anyway, what hasn't changed are the group of rocks around the statue and the chest at its feet, but we have no idea what these poses mean. How is the statue moving, and what's it trying to tell us? No one has found a way to decode these poses just yet, and maybe there isn't anything to decode in the first place. It could all be a ruse by Epic Games because they know their players are always quick to freak out over every little thing. At Polar Peak, the snow has kept on melting, showing us more and more of the castle with each weekly update. We always knew something was underneath the snow at Polar Peak, but we didn't think it was an entire castle fit for the Ice King. At first, we were just able to get into the tower, but now we can access the whole courtyard, some rooms, and even an underground dungeon area where Kitu Shinji noticed something very interesting. There, you can find some dragon eggs that look a lot like the ones from Game of Thrones, just icier. So what's going on with these eggs? Are they just fun little Easter eggs? No pun intended. To get us hyped up for Game of Thrones? Or is it possible that we're going to have some dragons in Fortnite? Well, while we don't have the answers, we're sure they're going to hatch at some point, so we expect some crazy reptilian fun to come. The first live event of Season 7 really shook things up. Literally, like Acidic Blitz, when we first saw the ice sphere appear in the sky, we knew something was up. We were all waiting for the next big event to start, and there it was. As the ice sphere started to fade away, we saw the Ice King appear inside of it, holding a fragment of Kevin. Maybe he's not dead after all. This is crazy! Anyway, it seems like the Ice King is harnessing the power of the fragment and using it in an evil way, as villains tend to do. He made himself gigantic and threw his hand forward to create a huge storm that covered the entire map in snow. Why is the Ice King using the power of the fragment? And why did he cause a storm? Hopefully, we'll have an explanation for all of this very soon. It's definitely the next big in-game event. The ice storm was pretty crazy, but what about the other storm? You know, the one that keeps getting smaller and smaller as the game progresses to discourage camping? If you're wondering where it came from, well, believe it or not, no one knows. The storm is a main part of Save the World, but even if you play the game, it doesn't give you an explanation as to how the storm came to be. All we know is that this storm wiped out most of the population and is the reason why there are so many husks. Many players have come up with different theories to try and explain all of this. Some believe that it was a type of bomb that was dropped, while others think it was a government experiment gone wrong. Either way, the fact that Epic Games never specifically stated what caused the storm makes it one of the most interesting unsolved Fortnite mysteries out there. Have you ever wondered why Fortnite Battle Royale is even taking place? Why are 100 players all landing on an island trying to eliminate each other? It's the main question we and many others have regarding the game and a lot of Battle Royale games in general. The story of Save the World is that the storm wiped out most of the world's population, and now the remaining humans are fighting husks and trying to find a way to get rid of the storm threatening all life on the planet. It's possible that the Battle Royale serves as a simulation to get the characters in Save the World ready to fight battles against hordes of zombies. When you die, you don't bleed out or anything like that. A flying drone comes out to beam you back to the lobby so you could run another simulation. This theory makes a lot of sense, but it has yet to be confirmed by Epic Games. And before you go, we just have one question for you. Do you love to binge watch movies and TV shows? Because if the answer is yes, we have a brand new channel for you. It's called The Binger. Head on over there for more great videos like this one. And those are just some of the craziest unsolved mysteries in all of Fortnite. Do you have... I'm gonna create my own Buildera Tube web series, Lady Twist.
That's cool. What are you going to vlog about?
I have no idea. Hey guys, nothing to see here. Yeah, there is something to see here. What is that?
It looks like an arm and a leg.
Like I said, there's nothing to see here.
Get out of my way, Philip.
I'm not in your way.
Yes, you are.
Guys, I'm working on a new project and it's just not ready yet.
Robotic overlord?
A clone of me?
No one wants a clone of you, Hammer. Right, Phil?
Guys, no.
Can we see what you're working on?
After I'm done, I'm waiting for the finishing touch. Wildebeest, you got the sword! This is the finishing touch I've been waiting for. Okay, you two wait here, and I'll show you my new project. Check it out, guys! I'm Powerfill!
OMG, you look amazing!
Whoa, I'm impressed! I wanted to take my armor up a notch. Then I took it up another notch. Then another notch. And I finally came up with this. Check it out. So, what do you think? Very cool, dude.
Way better than cloning Hammer.
Thanks. Now can someone help me get this stuff off? It's getting really hot in here. Watch me. You don't just become the most popular video game in the world by sheer luck or by following the same formula as everyone else. If you want to be the best, like Epic Games Fortnite, then you're going to need to take some risks every now and then. Sometimes these risks work out, while other times it doesn't go as planned and you get into a lot of trouble. Today we'll be taking a look at the Fortnite risks gone bad. When Season 6 first arrived, we got treated to a new Battle Pass skin known as Calamity. While many gamers were talking about how thick the new skin was, others took it up a notch and noticed something odd about the skin. As SMGX Princess shows us, she comes with extra physics for a pair of these assets. Yup, we're talking about her boobs. While this got plenty of gamers foaming at the mouth, Epic Games didn't put these physics into the game on purpose. They were actually shocked to see these physics in the game and had no idea where they came from. Whatever the case may be, they somehow found a way to accidentally end up on the Calamity skin. Well, whoever did put the physics in, whether it was on purpose or by accident, probably ended up getting fired for what we think is one of the stupidest reasons ever. Epic Games has ended up in court on more than one occasion since Fortnite has been released. The first time they ever got sued was by Bluehole, the developers behind PUBG, for copyright infringement. Essentially, since Fortnite came out with their own Battle Royale mode a few months after PUBG, and both games were built on the same Unreal Engine 4, Bluehole believed Fortnite Battle Royale stole their idea and used it to make a profit. In the video game world, deciphering who owns an idea is nearly impossible. No game is truly unique. They're all inspired by something, and it turns out Fortnite Battle Royale was inspired by PUBG. There's nothing wrong with that, so the lawsuit resulted in a draw that was most likely settled outside of court. That being said, if we were Epic Games, we'd want to stay out of court for as long as we can. But they didn't listen. Epic Games noticed there were thousands of cheaters playing Fortnite, so they had to do something to stop all of this madness. It wasn't as bad as all of the Chinese hackers who were ruining PUBG servers, but it still wasn't very good. They found evidence of a 14-year-old Fortnite player cheating and decided that banning him was